again. But I see that we have a short calendar, which is different.
Yeah. Well, we had a hearing on Tuesday also.
Yeah. Okay, we're ready to begin.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Um, can you hear me clearly? Do I need to put up my volume? I'm good? Okay. Um, so for everyone present, this is a code compliance hearing for the city of North Miami. Today is September 15th, 2022. I am Beatrice Cazzo, Special Magistrate for the city of North Miami. The purpose of this hearing is to determine if a code violation exists at your property as observed and cited by a code enforcement officer of the city. If the city is able to prove its case, then I will dismiss the case and you may leave. These proceedings are being recorded, therefore all persons who are speaking should do so one at a time to ensure that all testimony is clearly audible on the recording device. If English is not your primary language, please inform me when I call your case. We have a translator who will assist you during the proceeding. When your case
Recording
is
in
called,
progress.
when your case is called, agent for the property owner and any witness that you may have should raise your hand, and the clerk will acknowledge you and let you in. If you are not the property owner or an attorney representing the property owner, then you must present a notarized power of attorney affidavit in order for your testimony to be taken on behalf of the property owner. For new cases, you will be asked for the record if you are aware of and understand the violation that is being heard today. And do you understand what is required to resolve the violation? Please answer accordingly. The city will present its case first, and then the property owner and or violator will be given an opportunity to testify on your own behalf, to bring forward witnesses to testify, to present evidence and photographs, and to cross-examine the city's witnesses. Following the case presentation, I will issue a finding of fact. If I find that the violation of city codes exists or existed at your property, then depending on the case type, I will set an abatement date for the violation to be resolved. My order will include an abatement date by which you must resolve the violation and a daily fine amount that I may impose at a future hearing date should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date. For appeals of civil citations, I will enter a ruling either affirming or reversing the citation. If the citation is affirmed, I will enter an order assessing a civil penalty, court costs, and a compliance date. If the violator does not comply by the compliance date, continuing fines and penalties will be assessed. If I find sufficient cause to postpone your enforcement action at this time, I will table this case proceedings to another hearing date in the future. If you do not agree with my finding of fact and or ruling, then the property owner may appeal the administrative order on the case to the circuit court. An appeal must be filed within 30 days of the date of the execution of the administrative order to be appealed. In accordance with Florida statutes, if a person decides to appeal any decision made by the special magistrate with respect to any matter considered in these proceedings, then the person will need a verbatim record of the proceeding. This record includes the testimony and evidence upon which the appeal is to be based. The cost of obtaining the verbatim record shall be the sole responsibility of the applicant. And it is recommended that persons who plan to appeal the case should provide their own court report at this proceeding. Pursuant to city codes, if the city of North Miami prevails in prosecuting the case before the special magistrate, the city shall be entitled to recover all costs incurred in prosecuting the case. The current cost assessment amount is $100. Once the city records an order that imposes a fine and authorizes a lien against the property, then the city will charge additional administrative fees to record and release the link. Now turning it over to Madam Clerk for any housekeeping matters.
Magistrate, I think she was, if it's okay with you, if we can, oh, you're ready, okay. I didn't think she was ready.
Good morning, everyone. Do you also want me to read the amendments as well, or just the instructions?
Well, we need to do the pledge and all that first, right? So, yeah, just do your instructions first, and then we'll do the pledge, we'll swear everyone in, and then I guess the magistrate will request any amendments or deletions to the record.
No problem. Good morning, and thank you for participating in today's special magistrate hearing. I'll review the process by which today's hearing will be conducted. Make sure your device is muted at all times unless you are giving testimony on the case. If you are using two devices to participate in today's hearing, be sure your audio is only enabled on one device. When your case is called, if you are signed into Zoom, you will receive notifications giving you access to audio and video so that you may give your testimony. If you are physically here in person and wish to give your testimony, you must sign in with the court clerk and await a text message indicating your case is ready to be heard. Upon receiving that message, you should immediately come to a code compliance office to be provided access to a computer. If you would like to speak on behalf of a case, once the case is called, you should click on the raise hand button to be acknowledged. Before giving testimony on your case, please state your name, property address, and relationship to the property. If you wish to have an interpreter assist you during your case, please indicate that when your case is called. And that concludes all the instructions, actually.
According to the pledge.
All right, so if you are giving an oath today, if you are giving a testimony today, please raise your right hand to be sworn in.
Well, Officer Ocean, if we could do the pledge, I'm not sure if you guys can see the flag. Can we do the pledge first, and then we'll do the oath?
Can I see it? Okay. Okay, please place your right hand over your heart so we can do the Pledge of Allegiance. Repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the
of the United States of America and to the republic
for which
for which it
stands,
stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty
and justice for all.
Okay, and if we can get all city staff that will be giving testimony today to enable their audio and video, please, for the oath.
All right. So if you are ready, please raise your right hand if you're giving a testimony today. Okay. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, say it aloud. I do.
I do.
Can we get the interpreters, please, to enable their audio and video to take the oath?
All right. Interpreters, please raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the translations which you are about to give in these proceedings will be accurate and correct to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Say I do.
I do. I do.
Thank you.
Okay, if we can please, Madam Clerk, state if there are any additions, deletions, or amendments to the hearing agenda.
The amendments to the agenda are as followed. Item number 3 and item number 5, which is 13100 Sunrise Plaza LLC. Case number for item number 3 is CEFOB 2022-00125, complied. Item number 5, case number CEZCU 2022-00269 is 413100 Sunrise Plaza LLC, complied. Item number 7, case number CE for Isaac Raz, case number CEBPR 2022-00494. That case has been postponed. Item number 10, Mia Properties Inc., case number CEBPR 2022-00630, postponed. Item number 17, Scott E. Larson Sr., case number CEBPR 2022-00394, postponed. And lastly, item number 25, YMP Central Court LLC, case number CEFOB 2021-0040, postponed. And that concludes all the amendments for today.
Thank you. And if you're ready, please call the first case.
Let's go ahead and proceed with item number 25. Wait, item number 25 is postponed. I will proceed with item number 20 or 22. It is Guinness Farms, Inc. Case number CEFOB 202200132. And item number 21, case number CUMHS 202200289. And the officer is Sean Sanders. I believe we have Rick Mueller here for the case.
Okay, Mr. Mueller, if you would enable audio and video. And just for reference, those of you with your hands raised, you can just send us a message in the chat. We're happy to respond with whatever your questions are. Mr. Oh. If you would just enable your audio, sir,
Can you hear me?
we can.
Okay.
Good morning. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
My name is Richard Muller, and I am the property manager for the property.
Thank you.
Sir, please raise your right hand.
I'm having a very hard time understanding Miss St. Louis. It's coming through kind of muffled. It's loud, but I have a hard time understanding her.
No problem. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, I just can't understand you.
Give me 1 second.
Sir, can you raise your right hand to be given the oath? Do you swear and affirm that everything you will say today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Officer?
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami, Co-Compliance Officer, City of North Miami. I'll start with the first case. I'm not sure which one she called in. I'll start with the business tax receipt case, CEFOB 2022-000132. I originally inspected this property while doing an annual housing inspection on February 10th of 2022, whereas I noted that they did not have a business tax receipt and a certificate of use. At that time, I opened up a violation, mailed it to the property owner as well as the listing agents for the property, informing them of such. I spoke with, I believe it was Mr. Mueller. I believe I even met someone at the property, did another thorough inspection because there was questioning or concern. He didn't fully understand what the annual housing inspection was and wanted detailed information as to what he was cited for. All in all, we've had a conversation back in March, February, even as over the past month. At this present time, the business tax receipt has still not been obtained. So I'll let Mr. Mueller explain why there's no business tax receipt for this property.
Well, if you look at the top of the citations, the first problem is that they had this as the Venice Arms, and I have nothing to do with that property. Officer Sanders had the right physical address, and that's how she inspected the property, but all of our notices for business tax receipts and everything else were going to wrong addresses. I've never seen anything. Officer Sanders has given me some help and direction. I've applied for the certificate of use, which I need before I can get the tax receipt. I've already submitted the application online. I've gotten since then other materials that I've filled out, and I'm waiting for direction from Mr. Isaiah about who they want to sign. As soon as I get his word, the next day I'll have it signed, notarized, and turned in with the money in order to get the certificate of use, and then immediately I'll apply for the tax receipt. So that's where we stand on those two items that are on the agenda.
Okay. Is the address correct? Is the 12655 Northeast 16th Avenue, is that your address?
That is the physical address. Yes, this is the annual report that you have up. And I think the notice was sent to, yes, the physical address for our attorney, but not his mailing address. So he didn't get this, these notices either. If you notice, the two addresses, the attorney's address and the mailing address are different. And then on the citations, I think the city had Venice Arms and a completely different address that had nothing to do with the property. The property is actually Casa Biscayne Co-op. Up on the upper left, you can see that's where notices and everything was going. I don't know where that is or who it is. Since I talked with, I can't remember who it was, but at the city, we did get the correct information entered for the property. So everything should start coming to me now.
When he's speaking to who he spoke to me about it, as well as our code coordinator, Edme St. Louis, when he started getting the notices. He brought it to our attention. So it is updated and current in the system. Everyone has been notified of the new address. You know, as I explained to him, we go by what's in Dade County records as well as what's in SunBiz. It was mailed out to all three addresses. He did say, you know, the lawyer has moved and things of that nature. But as I told him, you know, we would go by what's in Dade County records and again, SunBiz. We wouldn't know of anyone moving, you know, unless they notified us. They would have to update that with the county. But it has been corrected per a conversation and phone call that he's made to our code coordinator. But, you know, I will state, you know, he brought it to our attention about the mailing, but we also had a phone conversation. These violations are 8 months old, I think maybe 7 months old. He's had more than opportune time to submit something to the city, you know, for both these violations. And right now we're just hearing the business tax receipt, but, you know, either way, we've, you know, been updated and he's aware of the violations. He just needs to move forward with getting something done, getting those applications on file.
All right, there's about 5 cases here. Can we move on?
The certificate of use kind of goes hand in hand with the business tax receipt. Same thing. They were inspected and noted on February 10th when doing an annual housing inspection. Checked the system. They didn't have a certificate of use on hand. Had a conversation with the property owner as well as the listing agent for the property. He stated he would get into the office and submit the applications. As of my last reinspection, the applications have not been submitted. I think it would be the same testimony as he stated with the business tax receipt. He states he's waiting for Isaiah in community planning or Raphael to give him some direction as to which names. Again, these are 7 months old and some applications need to be submitted. The last one that I have, I don't know, I have only 3 that are on here. I have for the CEMHS 2022-00289. Again, while doing the annual housing inspection on February 10th of 2022, noticed that there was no identification placard posted at the property. By city ordinance, you need to list in post who's the emergency contacts of the property. In the case of emergency, any numbers of management and or maintenance. At that time, again, no placard was posted. Mr. Muller did indeed email me a copy of the placard, but as I explained to him, you know, within the last days of the hearing, you know, we don't tend to do re-inspections. I asked that he upload whatever documents that he had on file, you know, to show, because I have not had the opportunity to do so. It was terribly raining yesterday. So with this one, if the document is indeed posted and uploaded as I asked, you know, I would be okay with just dismissing that. If not, we can table that one and give me the opportunity to reinspect.
Mr. Muller,
Yes.
were you able to upload the information so that we can see the placard?
I could not. They had a time limit of everything being uploaded by the 6th, and I didn't get notice to appear until about the 9th because all the notices were being sent to the wrong addresses. So I did send photographs of everything that we've done to Officer Sanders, and that was all that I could do. I could not upload due to the system. But we do have the placard up with my name, phone number, and email address so that anybody can contact me.
So with that one, magistrate, it's totally up to you. We can either adjudicate it, give a short abatement date. I'll go out there, I'll reinspect. I'm honestly enough to say when it comes to magistrate cases, it's been 7 months old. There's been more than enough time to post it. So I am okay with adjudication. If not, you can table it and I'll do the reinspection.
Okay, who is Venice Arms?
I don't
Where
know.
did we get that information from?
And I don't know. I'm honest enough to say I pulled it up, per the address, and that's what came up in Dade County records. When he brought it to my attention, I looked. I even, emailed our coordinator to see how and where that address was coming from. But honestly, I'm not sure. That's per that address. It shows as Venice Arms. When you look in Dade County records under 1895.
It's not at 1895. That's
Oh, I'm
not-
sorry. I'm thinking the wrong address. I'm sorry. 12655. I apologize. I have two. I'm sorry. I have Venice Park and Venice Arms on the agenda. I so apologize. But yeah, when you put
Okay,
up 12655.
I just realized I was lumping all of them on the same thing as well. I didn't realize it's Venice Park and Venice Arms. Okay,
Yes,
so you do he only has 3 cases. I'm sorry. It was my mistake. 'Cause
Yeah,
the
mine too.
names
I
are so-
apologize, Rick. Yes. For 12655, when you pull it up in Dade County records, that's what's coming up. Even when we pull it up in our system, that's what came up. But it has been updated. I don't know. He brought it to our attention.
Could I ask a question? What part of Dade County records does that come up in? Because I went to the property appraiser's website and looked everything up, and Venice Arms comes up as a separate co-op in North Miami with that address that's on there, but it has nothing to, it's not even in the same neighborhood as Casa Biscayne. And if you look up the address for Casa Biscayne, that's what comes up for me, is Casa Biscayne.
Yeah, if I can add, magistrate, it looks like there was an internal error. Our property records that's in this file is incorrect. As I look it up myself, and I did ask this question when I reviewed the case initially, but we did have the incorrect property records. If we can, if you're okay with it, magistrate, can we just table his files for 30 days for all 3 of them, giving him an opportunity to come into compliance, and at the same token for us to get our records in order.
Absolutely. Okay, sir, they're giving you more time to get the paperwork in, get the business tax receipts and a certificate of use, get that done, because we do realize there was a mistake in the paperwork and the address and the names, etc. So you have at least 30 days to try to work things out with the city, okay?
Thank you very much. We'll have that done within 30 days.
Best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
We're gonna go ahead and call item number 23 through 24, Venice Park 26 LLC, case number CEGMP 2022-0081, and item number 24, CEZCU 2022-00343, and the officer is Sharon Sanders.
Is the individual here or online?
They are online.
Hello. Can't see you.
I don't know why.
Did you check in with your video? Did you enable your video? Did we lose her?
Sorry, I'm here. You did lose me for a second. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can
Do
hear
you mind closing your sunroof?
Yeah, sure. There.
All right, please raise your right hand and state your name and relationship to the property.
Lenoy Ohioan. I'm the assistant to the president, who's actually present. He's in the meeting also. He's raising his hand.
Can you swear them in?
Okay, sir. Both of you guys, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give at these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
I think she said there's someone else as well. We let
He
him
had
in.
his hand up, but he didn't. Sir, can you remove your audio? Can you enable your audio so that we can hear you? Does he?
I think he's trying to.
You should be receiving something from me that's asking you to unmute. And you just gotta press yes.
Is he on a phone or on Zoom?
It looks like a phone. Does he speak English?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
He's nodding.
okay. Just making sure.
Sorry.
Well, if you intend to speak, sir, you're gonna have to have audio. So I don't know if you have another device or maybe you want to call in from another phone, but as it stands, you just have no audio currently.
I can start speaking if anything, if that helps.
Okay. All right. Who's my officer?
I am still here, Code Officer Sanders, City of North Miami, Code Compliance Officer. I'll start with the first case for the CEGMP 2022-00081 for general maintenance of property. This case was originally cited on April 6, 2022, while doing an annual housing inspection. I noted a few violations, and this was one of them. I spoke with the property owner. Actually, they were there at the time of my inspection. Someone walked the property with, I believe, the maintenance guy, as well as the owner of the property, brought to his attention that the pool in this case had some cracks around it and needed some repairs. I instructed them to visit the building department and submit an application for the repairs to be made. At that time, there was question or concern as to if a permit was required. I instructed them again to visit visit the building department, had the building official even reach out to them. They were instructed to obtain the permit. As of my last reinspection on the 2nd of September, no application has been submitted to the city. The repairs have been made, but again, without permits. So I would like to push this case forward and ask for an adjudication, because again, no permit has been submitted and this has been going on since April. I'll go ahead and I'll say the second case is for certificate of use. While doing the annual house inspection on that same day, I noticed that there was no business tax receipt or certificate of use on hand. I had a conversation with the property owner, explained that the certificate of use needed to be obtained. He stated that at that time there was some type of change in management or title, or someone brought someone out, something of that nature. Either way, a certificate of use needed to be obtained. as of my last reinspection, there has been back and forth conversations. Um, but the CU has not been obtained at this time. He has submitted the application to the city, but because of the other pending violations for um, the pool, but in addition to other violations that he has at the property, certificate of use has not been able to be issued, as well as the BTR. I'll let Rick and or Miss, I think it was Lene,
No,
explain. I'm sorry, I apologize. Explain as to what's going on, but again, abatement has not been met as of September 2nd.
Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
I can start with the CU actually because it's the most recent conversation I had with Shanna. I actually did, we applied for the CU in July, and I spoke with Isaiah this week and last week, and he mentioned that they are delayed on anything applied for after June and that we wouldn't have it before September 15th. I actually requested that he send us over the application number or the receipt along with the application date. And I did not hear back from him since the 8th of September. Um, and so I did reach out to Shanna and I requested that we have the extension. Well, I actually applied for an extension online a couple of weeks ago and the extension was denied. And so I offered to send over the threads with Isaiah. However, um, Isaiah did get back to us, and I don't think that Shanna required them in the or requested them in the conversations that we had. And so right now he said it's basically just a waiting game, and that we won't get the business tax ID or receipt before the CU is obtained. And then the CU, with it not being obtained yet, I wasn't I wasn't told anything about it not coming through because of other violations. The only violation that we currently have, to my knowledge, is with the cracks on the pool. Other than that, we were able to wipe everything off in the last few weeks, and we've been really hard at work to do so. We were able to close like 25 of our permits about 3 weeks ago in the building. So we've been really working in overdrive because the building has been in full renovation since we purchased it. And so yeah, we're right now, to my knowledge, it's a waiting game for the certificate of use, but all the paperwork had been submitted over a month and a half ago.
Okay, I believe the officer indicated that you guys fixed the pool without first pulling a permit.
Yeah, so basically, to my knowledge, when they purchased the building, they had pulled permits for the entire building to be fully renovated. And we've been basically redoing the roofs, the units, the railings, everything. And to my assumption, I don't think that they knew that they had to pull an actual permit for the pool. I know that they were informed to do so, but for the cracks on the pool, I don't think that they thought it was something that they needed to pull, given what the GCs were telling us. And so it was like really minor repairs. What they did was really just sealing the cracks. And I think it's actually just our maintenance guy who just put over the ceilings, and then applied like a non-slippery coat on top. And then I did apply for an after the fact permit because we were informed that we did need to have the permit instated. And I'm still waiting on that information to come in.
Okay. When did you apply?
I applied earlier this week. So basically our GC was out of town. He was in Europe and we couldn't reach him until this week. And the other person taking care of our property, he had to fly overseas to take care of his sick mother. And so we've really just been on overload with everything going on, trying to close all the permits, trying to get everything renovated, trying to get everything cleared out. And if we can get an extension on this, it would be really, really appreciated.
Special Magistrate, she stated that they submitted the application, as I have been having conversations with her since last Friday, even as early as this morning. No application has been submitted to the city at this time. You know, I told her that, you know, she might need to have another conversation with her contractor because, again, as of this morning, no application has been submitted. She has submitted an extension request, which, you know, internally we have denied. I wanted to bring this case before the magistrate. You know, it's a pool. They have been definitely instructed to obtain the permit. You know, it's been, you know, back and forth as to the GC being out of town, why they haven't, you know, submitted it, different things going on. I see you, Rick. You know,
Yeah, I think he's trying to. I think he's trying to talk. I don't know if maybe you could send him another unmute request. But
Um,
as for the GC submitting the permit, they did not submit that permit. I did, and I was here and I spoke to Miguel, and I had asked for Glider to give me a call back, and I have not heard back. I'm actually parked in front of the building department to follow up once again with them.
Sir, you also can chat if your audio is not working. There's a chat feature. If you want to send some information there, or again, if you have another device, you could also call in. But there's nothing on our end that we can do to give you audio. That I think it's something on your side.
yeah, I mean, and she's, you know, she's adamant about them submitting the application. You know, I've even had a three-way with her, Rick and myself. I visited the building department yesterday. I even asked her as late as yesterday, provide that permit number to me. You know, sometimes glitches happen. Maybe it could have been entered under a different number. She has, you know, not been able to provide that permit
I
number
don't
to
have
me.
the permit number. They
Um,
didn't give me one. Yeah.
So, you know, from the city stance, I mean, I don't see anything in the system. There's no permit even submitted for that area. So, you know, again, where the city stands, an application needs to be submitted.
The building official has his hands up, has his,
Yes. Hi, good morning. Yeah, I checked with one of my permit processors, and he said the young lady that's on the screen there did come in, but he believes that that there was some items missing for the permit application. So
I have everything on hand, so it's all with me. And yeah, and I even made the payments for it, so I don't know if they received the payment, but I put a check in the box with it.
did you drop it? You dropped it off?
I
Was it
put
a drop off?
Yeah, and then but I have some extra plans with me that I brought just for additional proofs. So I don't know if anything got lost in the mix or something, but I have everything with me here.
Okay. So I mean, you need to come in to submit
Yeah,
that.
I can be in right as soon as this hearing is done.
Madam Magistrate, is it possible I can discuss this to see what she brought in, and we can, I don't know, possibly I can let you know at before the session finishes with the special magistrate session? I don't
Well,
know.
I would say magistrate. I don't. Respectfully, Mr. Building Official, we just need to. We can't. She's not here at the city.
Okay.
I think that magistrate, if you would just whatever your ruling is going to be in the matter, that she can follow up with the building department post the hearing.
Magistrate, you know, as our director is stating, I agree. If we can, if we can, I would like to have an adjudication. This has been going on since April, you know, it's the morning of the hearing. She, you know, did call and try to have a conversation with me, but I told her there's nothing I can do 8 minutes before the hearing. So if we can, you know, I ask that we go ahead and adjudicate this case and, you know.
I don't know if I can just add one more thing. I did speak to Shanna about this morning, and I should have probably reached out to Crystal, but the officer at Code Compliance actually this morning helped me log in. We were not able to kind of register for the hearing. It's been over 2 weeks. I'm trying to register on the link, and it keeps telling me that the link is expired, and that the Zoom took place on the 13th when our date was actually listed for the 15th. And I took a screenshot of it and showed it to her, and she said that sometimes there are glitches. So I just don't know if there's anything that you can do on your part. Maybe just have, like, you know, just a little bit of compassion in this case. I did take over only in June, and I've been really efficient at trying to get everything done and working super hard. We redid the entire building. It's been 2 years of work from what I understand and to my knowledge. And now it's not the previous people taking care of it. Even those that have been away, I've been really just taking everything into my hands to get things done. And I'm hoping that if you give us an extra 30 days, we can get it all taken care of for you.
all right, as to case number CEZCU 2022-00276, I do find that the violation does exist, but I also understand that you submitted the application back in July, and now it's actually held up by the city. So for that one, I will give you the, I will enter an adjudication. Um, but I'm not putting a, fine amount because I do find that you submitted your application, but there will be court costs. Um, somebody wanted to say something?
Oh, no, I was just listening.
As to case number CE, I'm sorry, I think I read the wrong case number here. I keep mixing arms and parks. Okay, for the certificate of use, the case number is actually CEZCU 2022000343. Enter an adjudication, and court costs. As to case number CEGMP 2022000081, I find that the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city. I will give you, since you're working on the application, you requested 30 days, I will give you 60. But if that's not resolved by that time, there will be a daily fine amount of $500.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay? Good luck to you. Continue to work with the building official to get, things done. Okay?
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Bye. Next case.
We're gonna proceed with item number 8 and item number 9. Marilyn Carlisle, case number CEFLR 202100094. This case was previously found guilty with an abatement date of September 2nd, 2022. Fine set at $250 plus $100 cost assessment. And for item number 9, for Merlin Carlisle as well, case number SDNOV 202200513, and the officer is Aaron Barber.
I have David Carlisle here on behalf of this property.
Yes,
Good morning, sir. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
David Carlisle, and I am the son of the owner, Marilyn Carlisle.
So David, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Good morning, Aaron Barber, City of North Miami Code Compliance. This first case number CEFLR 2021-00094 has been previously adjudicated. This is for the renewal of the business tax receipt. And as of the final reinspection, the tax receipt has not been obtained. I do understand that Mr. Carlisle will be able to add some more information as he's taken over these duties for his mother.
Mr. Carlisle,
Yes.
what's the holdup? What's going on with the business tax receipt?
Well, my mother has had dementia, and she's been in hospice service. And so prior to that, her being in hospice, I was the sole caregiver of my daughter, who was in hospice also, who recently passed. And after having taken care of my daughter, who passed on June 13th, I'm now taking care of my mother, who is in hospice. So I've been trying to pick up the ball and take care of going through her mail. So I've been in touch with the city, trying to take care of these things. As far as the business tax receipt application, I did fill that out, and I did personally drop it off at the city. back on June the 25th, and I received an email from Isaiah that apparently I forgot to also submit the fee, which was $58.50. So within 24 hours of dropping off the application, I went back to the city and I submitted the $58.50. And right away, Isaiah responded acknowledging having received the application and having received the fee that was supposed to be submitted also. And so I responded, and I also requested in my email to let me know if there's anything else that's needed so that we can go ahead and get this thing taken care of. So I've made 2 or 3 different requests by email following up with him, saying how long does this process take? In an email, he responded 2 or 3 weeks. It's now been about, I think, a little over 50 days since I submitted that application and made payment. And it wasn't until only a few days back, or a week back, that he then requested of me, after I, again, have made multiple requests, what else do you need, what else do you need? He then requested that I submit to him the receipt from DPBR of a non-transient apartment license with the state of Florida, which I did submit to him yesterday, but I only got that request to send that to him very recently, and very quickly I got that turned around and sent that to him. It's my understanding he's supposed to take care of the CU with that information prior to getting the business tax receipt. So I've submitted and done whatever it is that I could do over 50 days ago, and I'm still waiting to get further direction or instruction as to what additional is needed to get this thing moving forward. And I have an email chain of communication between myself and Mr. Isaiah.
Okay. First and foremost, my condolences to you and your family on the loss of your daughter and what you're going through with your mom. I find that you have been diligent in your work in trying to get this certificate of service and business tax receipt done, and I will not ratify the fine. I'll give you time to work with the city to try to get this done, and so we will continue it for another 30 days. Hopefully by then it would have been resolved.
Thank you.
I know you have another case, Officer Barber.
Yes, ma'am. This is a new case. This is a case that was open for the for dumpster enclosure that is required to be constructed at the property with a permit. And as of the final recheck date, the application has not been made and the enclosure has not been installed.
Okay, what are we doing on that request?
Well, I've sought out a fencing company to take care of that. I was a little surprised at the responses I was getting from a number of companies who either thought the job was too small and didn't want to do it, or when asked where is the job and I told them the municipality, they didn't also want to do the job either. But I did find somebody that will do the job, and they told me that I needed a survey, so I ordered a survey back on June 13th, and they recently sent me the survey in an email form, but I've not yet received the notarized or stamped survey to give to the fencing company so that they can then apply for a permit. So the survey's been done, I need to get it physically in my hand. Or let me ask, if I could, a question, I don't know if you would be able to answer. The survey that I have, which I can just print, but it doesn't have the seal, can that be submitted? Is that sufficient to apply for a permit to do the fence job?
Well-
Mr. Building Official?
Well, at this time, I don't know. I mean, we could get into those matters, magistrate. We could look into it a little bit further with him if he comes into the city, in terms of, you know, what's necessary to submit his permits. I'm guessing you more than likely we're going to continue this case as well. So we could do that if you'd like to, so we can move on with the agenda if that's okay.
All right, based on the information, the testimony of the code enforcement officer and the, property owner, I will also table this case to try to give Mr. Carlisle an opportunity to, get his documents in order, considering that he stepped in, to be able to assist his ailing mother to get this job done. So, sir, I will let the two cases travel together. We'll table it for another 30 days, so I can give you an opportunity to meet with the building officials, do what needs to be done, so you can submit your, application to get the permit, to get it done. Stay in contact with Officer Barker, and, if nothing else, we will see you back here in 30 days.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
We have one more person in the queue, but we're not being responsive.
Emmanuel Valias, what property are you here on behalf of? Emmanuel Valias, are you there?
Does he or she speak English?
Unsure. Emmanuel, are you there?
Mr. Interpreter, can you ask?
Yes,
Okay, so what property are you here on behalf of?
Pour qui propriété ou venez là, monsieur?
pour TND Family Bakery.
TND Family Bakery.
Yes.
What's the address?
131-20 Nord-Ouest 7e Avenue.
13120 Northwest 7th Avenue.
That's for me. If you can, I had asked that this case be tabled, and I'm glad that he's on the call. Can you give me a call regarding this violation? I'm showing is just about ready with permitting. The permit is ready. You just need to pick it up, but you know, I don't want to get all of this on recorder. So if you can give me a call about this, so that we can get this business tax receipt and CU issued, if you can.
Can you just explain to him, interpreter, that he needs to come pick up his permit from the city, please?
Et permis ou lang etan prêt nan bureau et ville lan, ou ka juste passer pour al de permis ya.
M'prend déjà, oui.
I took it already.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
but
Kilo Devini.
Bon, c'est le contacteur là qui vient avec nous.
My contractor brought it to me.
Yeah.
Mekilo Devini.
Ça a une semaine et demie, ça.
Okay. All right, he said he picked it up a week ago. Est-ce qu'on a nos numéro de téléphone, non?
786 356 2793.
Want me to interpret it or you got it?
93
Yeah.
93.
93.
can you say it for me, interpreter, so that I can have it? I don't know what you guys are saying.
Sure. It's 786 356 2793.
356-2793.
Correct.
Okay. Let him know, now that he has obtained the permit, now he needs to move forward with submitting his application for the certificate of use. I see he started the application, but now turn in whatever paperwork and permitting he has.
Eh bien, comme ou gen permis en kounya, ou juste gen pour voyer application pour certificat utilisation, Et donc, on a juste gagné pour voyer le venir avec permis qui ont gagné.
Non, mwen ta ale fè, yo di kon sa fò vin fè travay l'anvan, anvan pi ou bon.
I went in for it. I was told I need to finish the work first before they give it to me.
Okay. All right. We have his information, Shanna.
Okay.
You can be in contact. We have plenty of people at the city that can interpret in Creole now that we have a number.
Okay.
Thank you. Merci pour Emmanuel.
Thank you so much.
The interpreters can be dismissed also. We don't have anyone else here. All the other cases are unrepresented magistrates. So
All right, thank you guys.
Ok.
You're welcome. Have a nice day.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, item number 1 and 2, we have 12320 Northeast Port Court LLC. Case number for item number 1 is CEFOB 202200121, was previously found guilty with an abatement date of September 2nd, 2022, and fine with that at $250 plus a $100 cost assessment. And as far as for item number 2, case number is CEZCU 2022-00265, was also previously found guilty with a abatement date of September 2nd, fine set at $250 plus court cost assessment, and the officer is Jonathan Lemestre.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Madam Magistrate.
Good morning.
This case is in regards to business tax receipt and the certificate of use. As of September 2nd, 2022, they have not obtained their BTR CU, but I did receive a phone call on September 13th, on Tuesday, late Tuesday afternoon, from a property manager from that property, stating that they did receive their BTR and CU. I checked our system. They do have their BTR and CU.
Okay. All right, so I'm not gonna ratify the fine. I'm assuming they still have to pay the cost, correct? Okay.
yes.
Do we keep it open? Do we close it?
No, it's closed for compliance, I guess is what the officer is saying. But if we could still assess cost.
Okay, so comply, and I guess we assess cost, which is $100, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Next item is item number 6.
I think you missed 4, Peggy.
Yeah, item number 4 and item number 6 are together, which is property address property owner 131 Sunrise Plaza LLC. Case number for item number 4 is CEFOB 202200135, and the item number 6, case number is CEGCU 202200278, and the officer is Shanna Sanders.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is a new case for property address 13146 Northwest 7th Avenue, for not obtaining or securing the certificate of use and the business tax receipt. The business at hand is Two Sisters Produce Store. I initially inspected this property on February 17th, 2022, while I was in that area. Long story short, I noted that they did not have a business tax receipt and or certificate of use. I had a conversation with the property owner as well as the business owner regarding this matter. They stated that they will visit the city and submit the applications for both document and a certificate. As of my last reinspection on September 2nd, neither application has been submitted to the city. I am showing proper service was given. I posted the property I'm showing here August 26th, as well as certified mailing was mailed out. But I'm sure, and I posted it on the 24th. It was mailed out certified on the 26th for the hearing.
Let me ask you something. Maybe obviously I've been seeing double all day. What is the difference between 4 and 6? Because it's the same business, same address.
One is for the certificate of use and one is for the business tax receipt. Both documents.
They're both printing as certificate of use.
sure I'm looking at this then. I'm not sure what they are. I mean, I from what I'm showing in front of me, I show two, CEZCU. Okay. No. Let me. I'm sorry. Let me look at. Aaron's giving me something. Um, for 13146 for Sunrise, I'm showing. I have two separate violations. One for CEZCU 2022 00278, and then for the other one I have CEFOB 2022 00135. I don't know what it shows in the docket, but I'm showing two totally different violations. Four is for the business tax receipt, the FOB one, and six is the ZCU.
Okay, the one that I'm looking at has both for certificate reviews. Okay,
Four and six.
for my printout, the one that I got from the city's website that was sent to me is giving me the same.
Are
But
you
that's
referring to number five or number six? I'm
no. I'm
okay.
saying from the ones that I downloaded, it's showing me the same, but I can see from here that one is saying certificate. Wait a minute. Number 4, description, certificate of use for Two Sisters produced, and number 6, certificate of use for Two Sisters. Okay, this is, you guys are showing me the same thing. That's what I have.
Yeah, it looks like you have an error here, Shanna, and or either something, because the case number is different, but the description is the same. So, but let me take a look at the file. We can look at the file and see if there was, because I mean that's could be just user error from whoever input it, but so this case is referenced the business tax receipt, but it does say the certificate of use for Two Sisters Produce. So let me see what section we cited under. All right, so we cited under business tax, but the officer made an error when she wrote her language says certificate of use.
Right, I can adjudicate one of them, the correct one.
So this.
I have to table the other one.
All right, the certificate of use case was properly cited under the right section and properly documented. So number 6, number 5, number 4 would have to be reissued.
Yeah. All right, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice to owners that failed to appear. Find in favor of the city enter an adjudication as to case number
6.
CEZCU 2022 00278. The property owner has until, what's my abatement date? Madam Clerk?
Our next hearing is October 20th, abatement date is October 7th.
October 7th,
Yes.
property owner has until October 7th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $250. As for case number CEFOB 2022 we'll table it.
The next item is item number 11, Moses Garcia, case number CEPRE 2022 and the officer is Aaron Barber.
Good morning, Aaron Barber, City of North Miami Code Compliance. This is a new case regarding 2 oak trees that were removed from the city swale without permits. Property located at 12930 Aurelia Road. The notice of violation as well as notice to appear were mailed certified as well as posted at the property. As of the final recheck date on August 26th, no applications have been made and no contact for mitigation. This case was opened in February of 2022.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice. Owner has failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owner has until October 7th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $350.
Thank you.
Item number 4. And,
12.
sorry.
Did you say
item
4?
number- No.
No, 12.
Sorry, I meant 12. Item number 12 and 13, we have Railroad Investment Trust, case number CEFOB 2022-00127. And item number 13, case number CEZCU 2022-00271, the officer is Shannon Sanders. Shanna?
Yes, I'm here. Shanna Sanders. I'm looking to see, make sure I got this right here. Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is a new case for 12191 Northwest 7th Avenue for failure to obtain the business tax receipt and certificate of use for Ad Masters of Miami LLC. I originally cited this violation on February 3rd of 2022, whereas during my normal inspections when I was the code officer for that area, I noticed again that they did not have their business tax use and or certificate of use. At that time, I had a conversation with the property owner, who is also the business owner of that property. At that time, when I inspected it, the sign was, and it still says X Express Signs. But upon having a conversation, it was brought to my attention that the ownership has changed, the business has changed, and it was Ad Masters. He stated that he was coming into the city to make whatever corrections he needed to correct, to change the name and obtain the business license and certificate of use. As of my last reinspection on the 2nd of September, I'm not sure if there's a discrepancy on, or misunderstanding. I don't want to say discrepancy, misunderstanding on the business owner's part. I was hoping he would have been here, but he seems to be to the understanding that he has obtained it or submitted the paperwork. Upon my conversations with the community planning department, no application has been submitted for this business tax receipt or certificate of use. I am showing that proper service giving. I hand delivered the notice to the business owner, who is also the property owner, on August 24th. I had another conversation with him on the 2nd when I did the reinspection. So he is fully aware of the violation at hand. I don't know if he was choosing not to abate or maybe again misunderstanding what needs to be done for abatement, but the violation remains as of the 2nd and as of today.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find notice, given proper notice. The owners have failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until October 7th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $250. And that's for each, that's for each matter. That's the certificate of use and the tax receipt.
No problem. Item number 14 through 16, Salem House Holding LLC, Item number 14, case number CEGAP 2022-000013. Item number 15, case number CEGEF 2022-0015. And item number 16, case number CEMHE 2022-0021. And the officer is Jonathan Lemestre.
Morning, everyone. Code Compliance Officer Jonathan Lemestre, and this case is being heard for the first time. This is in regards to an annual housing inspection that was conducted on February 24th, 2022. We'll start off with the first one, CEGAP. Trash, junk, and garbage accumulation on the property. I observed plastic bottles, potato chip bags, miscellaneous items scattered throughout the property. I opened a notice of violation, issued mailed certified letter to the property owner. I have been in close contact with the property owner. His name is Alexander. For whatever reason, he did not show up this morning, but again, it's just trash scattered throughout the property at this multifamily property. Can I move on to the next one?
Yes.
Okay. The next one is the dumpster enclosure, CEGEF 2022-00015. There is no dumpster enclosure for the dumpster that's on the property. I did speak to Alexander about this as well, to the property owner. He advised me that there is no space to build a dumpster enclosure. I don't agree with him. There is space to build a dumpster enclosure for the dumpster. He has not obtained permits or pulled any permits to build the dumpster enclosure as of the final reinspection date on September 2nd. And the final one, CEMHE 2022-00021. It's an extermination report. I asked the property owner just to provide an extermination report, fumigation, to see if the property's been serviced. He told me that he does the extermination himself. He does the fumigation himself. And regardless, he did not provide me with any report for the extermination. And that's it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Can we exit out? (14, 15). Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violations do exist. So find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Also find good notice, given proper notice. The owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until October 7th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount as to CEGAP 2022-00013, $250. As to CEGEF 2022-00015, daily fine amount of $350. And as to CEMHE 2022-00021, that's the extermination, there's a daily fine amount of $150.
Thank you.
Item number 18, SRP Sub LLC, case number CRCV 2022-00151. The officer is Aaron Barber.
Good morning, Aaron Barber, City of North Miami Code Compliance. This is a new case for a boat that is stored on the property without a variance. This case was opened in January of 2022. Notice was mailed, certified, and posted at the property, and as of the final recheck date on August 26th, there has been no compliance, no applications made.
Magistrate, you there?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I checked I was able to check the system again this morning, and there were still no applications in the system for variance to store the boat on the property.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. They haven't applied at all, you said, right?
No applications are in our system. Nothing's been applied for. No contact with the property owner.
Since February?
Yes, ma'am.
I find that the violation does exist. Hereby find in favor of the city. Property owner has until October 7th by which to resolve the violation. The violation is not resolved by the abatement date. There will be a daily fine amount of $350.
Thank you.
Item number 19, we have Timothy Joe Lazarus, case number CURCD 2022-00154, in the office of Aaron Barber.
Good morning, Aaron Barber, City of North Miami Code Compliance. This is a new case. This case involves a boat stored at the property without variance. This case was, the initial inspection was February 2nd, 2022. I've had no contact with the property owner. Notice has been mailed certified and posted at the property. And as of this morning, I checked the system and no application has been made for variance for this boat.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice, proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owner has until October 7th by which to resolve the violation. The violation is not resolved by the abatement date. There will be a daily fine amount of $350.
Thank you.
And that concludes our cases for today, Madam Clerk.
All right. That was short and sweet. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. We are adjourned.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.
Have a good day.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.